What's up, YouTube? It's Corey from KP Aquariums coming at you on a Wednesday. I've had some interesting things happen in this fish room over the last week or so. I've just been so busy here at work. I haven't had time to film anything. But I wanted to show you a couple real weird things that are going on. And some new fry. So this tank here, the 125, you'll notice, first of all, it's covered in algae. I will explain why here in a minute. So you notice down here, there go Jack Dempsey, and there go the rainbow cichlids for some reason or other hanging out in that pot. There's another one back there behind the filter. So I got them out of this tank, out of that 125, because they were just getting beat up. And you see, I grabbed a scoop of my smaller cichlids from up top there, threw them down there. Hopefully they'll make them feel a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, they were getting beat up in this 125, and I'll show you why. So, get my little reachy, scrapey stick here. Watch this. I mean, both of them will just, oh really? But anyhow, both of them will just be very, very aggressive. If I stick my hand in this tank, they're just constantly ramming it. So, that's why I have an algae problem. That's why the light has now been lifted, you know, 1.5 feet off the surface of the tank. Because they won't let me get in there and clean it. And I'm afraid to clean it with this thing because the plastic, even though it's plastic, they just ram their faces right into that thing. And I'm afraid that's going to hurt them. So my idea is, these 4-foot lighting fixtures, I got a bunch of those. I'm going to take out one of the diffusers and kind of bait them over to this side of the tank and drop a diffuser in there. Actually make a divider in the tank so I can hold them over here and clean the rest of the tank. But yeah, they will not let me get in there to clean. So they have become very, very aggressive. The idea is this 80-gallon over here. You can see I got some, got the red devils in here. They're doing good. Problem is, quite frankly, I'm a little bit bored with those fish. I inherited them when I bought that tank, as well as the blood parrots and the rainbow cichlids. They all were in that tank. So I have an auction coming up here in March at my local fish club. I'm going to see if I can get rid of these red devils, and the blood parrots are going in there. Another thing happened recently. So you see back there, I have an electric blue Acara, and he just turned, but he's healing, but his right eye is all beat up, his tail is beat up. So I have him in this tank recovering. That blue gourami was in this tank. Both of those guys came out of my 100-gallon because they were getting beat up in there. And then that other gourami started beating up that gourami, so I'm like, really, I gotta separate you two? So that's the story there. Anyhow, that electric blue Acara came out of this tank, where actually it mostly came out of this tank. But you see that female in the back there. These guys just recently spawned, and I need to remove the other 2 males because 3 males and a female is never a good combination. But I lost everything in the spawn, unfortunately, but they did spawn, which was cool. These guys, my Convict Cichlid, if you look around, there's, I think that's Dad in the tube. But there they go. They spawned in here too. So here he comes. He sees a camera, he's trying to be protective. So yeah, successful spawn on the Convict Cichlid, so that's awesome. Here's a goofy thing. that blue Acara down there, we found in this tank. He apparently jumped from this tank, landed in this tank, only to discover that he landed in a tank that that just spawned in, and those little convict cichlids beat him up something fierce. So that's why he's in this tank. For some reason or other, he somehow made this like 10-inch leap into tanks, because there's never been any electric blue Acara in this tank, ever. And that's where we netted him out of. And these little convict cichlids that are half the size of him beat him up something fierce. So I'm super happy that my convict spawned for me and it was successful. I'm super sad that they beat up my electric blue Acara, but I'm also going to separate out these other two males, and hopefully I can get these two to spawn again for me. So that would be super awesome. Anyhow, I think that's about all I have for you guys today. All my cichlids, all the cichlid fry are doing fantastic. Here's the newest batch over here. Actually, no, that's the newest batch over there. But yeah, they're all doing good, eating up a storm, like cichlids do. But yeah, so that's all doing good. I definitely wanted to share my my fry with you guys, and my weird little jumper adventure, I guess. So, fish room drama, right? Anyways, thank you guys so much for your time. Like, subscribe, share, all that. Thank you so much. Fish on, everybody.